Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the advanced fields within the CRM. So what else can be customized within the CRM on top of these custom fields or the roles and profiles, etc. So we will be talking on the advanced custom fields. So when I say advanced custom fields, it's all the lookup, the formula fields, and the auto number fields, how those come into picture within the CRM or how they can be used within the CRM. And we will also be talking about the data security settings. And within the data security settings, we will cover the group of users and how the data is shared among the groups of users and the field and the link permissions for specific profiles of users, etc. We will also be talking about the related list columns of Zoho CRM and custom modules. Advanced custom fields, so lookup. Have you ever used a custom lookup field? Any one of you? So most popular scenario, let's assume you get leads from various sources. You may get it from social media, you may get it from the websites, or you get it from the walk-ins to your office, or phone calls, etc. And there is a most important marketing material, which is your customers, your happy customers sourcing leads for you. In that case, there is a need for the lead to be associated with an existing account or a contact. So your accounts and contacts are your customers. Let's say you want to source the leads from the customers and you want to track how many leads you get from existing customers of yours, and you want to find a report on that. So in that case, we can use the lookup fields. Let's quickly look at how it works. I go to the leads module of the CRM and I choose a specific lead, let's say Garrett, and assume this lead was sourced by an existing customer. So in that case, I would like to have this lead associated with an account or a contact within my CRM. How do I set that up? I go to the setup on the top right-hand corner, and I go to the customization, and within the leads section, I will create a new custom field, and I choose the type of the field as lookup. I label it. Let's say this lead was sourced by the account, or let's say referred by, and this was sourced by accounts. So source leads. So let's see how the related list label. Hit save. I go back and choose the lead record, edit, and I have the field right here. Assume this lead was sourced by one of my accounts, say Apple. Save this. So as soon as I get into the record, I'll know this lead was sourced by Apple. And when I get into the Apple's record, scroll down, you should be able to see the lead sourced by them. So you will know the value of each existing customer, how many leads they have sourced to us, and you'll also be able to pull a report to find out how many leads were sourced by the existing customers, so the effectiveness of giving the happiness for your existing customers. And then the auto number field. In most of the industries, we will number the existing customers, or we may number the leads as well to track them. Let's assume the banking sector, or it could be financial sector. We may number the customers to quickly identify them, the unique number assigned for them. So in that case, I would like to number all my accounts like how I have done, client account number, which says Zoho 1, 1, 2, 4, etc. So let's go ahead and number the leads now. I go setup, and within the customization, I go to the field subsection, create a custom field within the leads module, and I choose the field type as auto number. And here I label the auto number as lead ID. Prefix, say Zoho. Starting number is 11, and suffix CRM. Would you like to number the existing records? Yes or no? You can choose it, or you can leave it blank and save it. Now I go ahead and create a new lead within my CRM, and it should number by itself. Save it. You got the lead ID. As and when you create a lead within the system, it will automatically number based on the sequence that you have set up within the module. And then the formula field. So how many of us have used a formula field within the CRM? I've seen a lot of customers or a lot of our clients using the formula fields, especially for the sales representatives' commission tracking. As and when a deal is closed within Zoho CRM, you would like to calculate the commissions for the sales representative. Let's say 2% of the deal or 10% of the deal, etc. So in that case, we can create a formula field within the CRM, so it calculates the commission automatically. So we're going to see how it works, and then I will show the demonstration as well. So I go to the customization, I go to the potentials, create a new custom field, and click on formula. And remember this, the formula fields will work only when you create or edit a record. Once you have created this, you need to edit the existing records for the formula to trigger for the existing records. Hit OK, and I say sales commission. And return type is number or currency. I choose currency. Decimal place is 2. And I construct the formula right here. And I want the formula to be like this. Based on the amount, I would like to calculate 10% of it. Hit save. If there are any errors, it will give you a prompt saying that is an error within the formula that you just constructed. Yeah. Now I go to the potentials, and I choose this potential. Let's say, keep it simple. Edit this record. Enter the amount, 100,000. Save it. Now you'll see the commission being tracked automatically. And within the formula, you have the option to create if-else conditional statements, like if the amount is this and if the stage is this, then trigger another formula. It is possible. So we have gone through the advanced custom fields like lookup, order number, and formula fields. Quickly to recap, lookup fields will be used only when you want to associate a record within a module within another record in another module. And the order number, it says by itself, it numbers the records in a sequential basis based on what you set up as prefix, suffix, and the starting number. Formula fields to trigger the formula or give an output on a field based on the formula that you construct. And then the field mapping. We might have seen the field mapping, the basic setup. So when you are setting up your CRM while importing the records within the CRM, it will ask you to set up the field mapping. That's one type of field mapping. There are more field mapping within the CRM on top of this. Field mapping within the module, field mapping across the modules, and the mapping which effect on another module as well. So the first type of field mapping is this. When you go to the leads, you start importing the leads within the system. You choose a file. Once I have chosen that, hit next. So this is one field mapping. You map the fields within the CRM against the columns available in the spreadsheet. If there are any columns in the spreadsheet and you don't have the fields to accommodate those columns, you create the custom fields and do the field mapping, go on with the import. That's one type of simple field mapping. The next is this. When a lead is converted into an account, contact, and a potential. Have you ever created a custom field in the leads module and forgot that you did not create that in the accounts, contacts, and potentials? And when you convert it, the data in the custom field that you created in leads module is not pushed into the accounts, contacts, and potentials? Yes? A lot of us might have seen it. So when you hit this convert button, it becomes a record in the other modules, but you don't see the values in there. That's because of the field mapping. I go to the setup, and within the fields, you have this button which says map fields under the leads. And when I hit map fields, this is the exact field mapping which is followed when you convert a lead into an account, contact, or a potential. So all we need to make sure is when we create a custom field within the leads module, you will have tiny checkboxes which says created for accounts, contacts, or potentials as well. Either use that. If you forget it, no problem. Create the custom fields, similar fields within the other modules as well, and get into this setup, field mapping, and do the mapping. For example, the city, it's mapped to billing city, mailing city, and in potential, it's not mapped to anything. So I'll not be able to push the city information into the potentials just because I've not mapped it. And the next level of field mapping is this. You have the dependency. Let's say you run an online shopping website, and you have a wide range of categories, and within each category, you'll have a lot of products to sell. And it will be confusing if you see like this. I go to the lead. You choose the category right here. Men, women, electronics, home and kitchen, babies and kids, and you have range of products. These products may not be applicable for each of the categories. So for example, when I choose men, I don't want the whole list of products to be displayed. I want only these products to be displayed. Similarly, when I choose electronics or babies and kids, I want only specific products to be displayed. So this is the field mapping. We will be able to map two pick list fields. So based on the value that you choose in the first pick list, the values in the second pick list gets arranged or ordered automatically. So let's see how this is set up. I go to the setup screen, and under the field subsection, I click on map dependency field. I hit new. It will ask me for the parent field and the child field as well. And once I have hit next, it will take me to the other screen, which is this. If the category is none, what items should be displayed under products? And if it's men, what items should be displayed under the products? If it's women, if it's electronics, and hit next, babies and kids, home and kitchen. Once you set this up, it's up and running. And the next level of field mapping is the stage probability mapping. I go to the potentials. I think most of you might have used the potentials module where you have seen the stages and the probability shown or calculated by itself. For example, when I choose qualification, it shows 10%. When you choose anything else, decision making, it gives you another value. When you choose price code, it should be giving you another value, etc. So this probability mapping is done within the field setup. You go choose potentials. And in here you have the stage probability mapping. Hit this. It gives you the probabilities right here. So you'll be able to add new stages within this list, or you can edit the existing stages and map the probability values based on your business process or requirement. And you'll also be able to choose a forecast type or forecast category. Both are similar. And when you choose a forecast type or category, it considers the deal if it is in pipeline, or if it is a closed deal, or if it needs to be omitted. And once you set this up, you'll have those lists reflect within the potentials module, and based on the potentials, the forecast will be done. So you see the achieved, which means it gives the numbers from the closed deals, and the pipeline, it gives the deals from the pipeline. So based on the stages, these are calculated. When I click the pipeline deals, it gives me the deals which has got the stages apart from closed won or closed lost. But when you go to the achieved deals, you'll be able to see all the stages which shows closed won. If it's closed lost, we choose a forecast type as omitted. And we have seen the field mapping, the basic field mapping, which comes from the spreadsheet to Zoho CRM when you import. And we were looking at the field mapping between the modules from leads to accounts, contacts, and potentials. We were also looking at the dependency fields and the stage probability mapping. And the next is the data sharing settings. Profiles and rows, let's quickly recap what these two does. Profiles, it defines what a user can do. And rows will define what the user can see within the CRM. When I go to the setup screen of the CRM, let's quickly recap. So go to the profiles, edit it. You'll be able to see the permissions for each profile, for each module, and you choose if they should have the access to the tab, if they can view the record, create or edit or delete the records, etc. Scroll down. You'll be able to set up the tab group permissions, document permissions, import and export permissions, etc. And you'll have the application and the admin permissions as well. On top of this, you have the roles. CEO will be able to see all the records in the role called Americas. You'll have more number of people in the Americas role, and you may have a lot of people in the Europe role. So a CEO will be able to see all the records that are assigned to the users in Americas and Europe as well. But the Americas people will not be able to see the records assigned to the CEO. And there could be few modules which needs to be shared across all the users in the organization. For example, a calendar. You want to see how many users who are the people busy for the day, or if you would like to book an appointment, you would like to see who are busy or who are available for that specific time. So in that case, you go to the calendar, you'll not be able to see them at all because based on the roles. So I would like to make the activities module as public. So I go to the users and permissions, go to the data sharing settings, and here you can make a specific module public, read, write, delete, read only, or private. So this module is shared across the organization, immaterial of the roles or the profiles of the user. Right? And this is pretty easy, self-explanatory. And then let's get into the groups. You have different divisions. You have people working on a specific geographical location, sales reps in India, sales rep in America, sales reps in Australia, and you would like to just have the records shared within the group. In that case, you construct the group and you can add people into the group. So when you create a new group, it will ask you for the name of the group and choose the users who should belong to this group and save it. That's it. When I choose all these four, assume or omit this person, David, Deborah, and Janet, and these three people can see all the records of each other, and they'll not have any restriction on it. And assume you have two different groups of people and you would like to share a specific module among them. Or let's say three different groups of users. You want only two groups of people share the data among themselves. The third group should not see the data in that. So you go to the data sharing settings, you scroll down a little bit, you have sharing rule for each module. When you construct the sharing rule, you can choose one group and choose the second group, leave the third group, choose what type of access, and then create the sharing rule. So this is just to have two different groups of users share the data among themselves specific to a module. And you can choose which module they need to share, and you construct the data sharing rule accordingly. And then we have the fields and link permissions. You choose a specific profile, choose a module where you would like to set up the restriction, hit edit, and you can choose if the field should be visible or if it should be a read-only field for that specific profile of users. And then the advanced data sharing settings. Let's omit the group. Let's omit the profiles and roles, etc. You would like to share the data within the users based on specific characteristic of a record. Let's say the potentials, if the account record says the billing city is Texas or billing city is Austin, or the billing country is India, then you would like to set up a sharing rule for specific group of users based on that field. You use the territory management. This is available in the Enterprise Edition CRM, and when you construct a new territory, it will ask you the rule or the criteria based on which you would like to have this data sharing. So I choose country. If it's Australia, then I'll have few users part of this group. Let's say David, I want Janet, that's it. And choose a territory manager who should be manager for this group of users. Name it and save it. Once you set this up, based on the rule Australia, the accounts will be shared to these two users, and Deborah will be the manager for the group. And this applies only for the accounts, contacts, and potentials module of the CRM. Similarly, you'll be able to create multiple territories within the system, and you can set up the data sharing based on the characteristic of the records. Primarily, the administrator and the CEO will have complete control on the CRM, the records or the setup within the CRM. He'll have the complete control. If there is another user and he needs access to multiple territories, then he can be part of more than one territory. And that is why we have, when you go to the accounts module, you'll be able to choose a specific territory, and you can see the records within the territory. So if you are part of more than one territory, then you should be able to get the filters right there. And let's see what we have seen. Data sharing settings, making a module public or private, creating user groups, creating data sharing settings within the groups, field level permissions, and then we have talked about the territory management where group the records characteristically, access permissions within the territory, and use them on the reports and forecasts. You'll be able to create territory-specific reports within the CRM or create forecasts for a specific territory. Let's move on to the next one, which is related list. When I was talking about the lookup field within the CRM, you might have noticed a section which is getting created within the other module. For example, when I associated this lead with an account, I went into the account, and you might have seen section which is getting created, which is called the related list. So we will be able to customize the related list. For example, I don't want the lead name, company, email address, all the information within this section. So I just go into the tiny gear icon that you see on the top, and you choose the related list columns. Choose which one you would like to customize. And once you have chosen that, you can remove or add the columns to it. Similarly, if you would like to get rid of the cases module or related distributors, member accounts, if you do not want these sections to be displayed, you go to the organized account details and remove them. Cases, member accounts, remove them and save it. Those will be wiped off. And you have the third option, which is adding the related list, pulling the information from another application. Let's say you use QuickBooks or you use Zoho Creator or any other application. You would like to pull the information from that application in and insert it within this record. You can write your own function using the add related list function. And when you write the custom function, it will ask you to just write some scripts and pull the information from the other data or other application, insert it within the records. So this is all about the related list columns. Modifying the related list columns or removing them, rearrange them, adding related lists from the other apps. So the next one is the custom modules. Assume we have resellers, we have distributors, partners who bring in the leads to us or bring in the business for us. So you would like to have a specific module to manage the list of partners or list of distributors. And I would like to see how many leads they bring into or how many deals they bring into our business. So in that case, we can create custom modules. So all I need to do is go to this button, create new, or I go to the setup screen of the CRM. Under customization module section, you have create new module option. And right here, you can create a custom module. Let's say I want to manage my partners. It will ask you the profiles of user who needs to have access to this, create this, and then it's listed similar to the other modules. You create custom fields within this module. Go to resellers. I can add any field that I would like to include. Once I have included, then I would like to associate this with another field. Remember the lookup. Create a lookup field and associate this reseller record to another module. Say I want to see the potentials sourced by each reseller. I create a new custom field within the potentials module, and that should look up the reseller. And I add the related list column and save it. Let me create a new record within the reseller module. ABC Incorporated. Let's say the email address is jsmith@abcinc.com. Save it. Now, let's say this deal was sourced by one of my reseller. I'm going to edit this and associate the reseller, ABC. Save it. Now, as soon as I get into this potential, I know which reseller has brought this deal for me. And I go to the resellers module, I choose the reseller name, and it gives me the deals that he has given me. That's it. And custom module is not specifically for managing the distributors or partners. It could be for anything else. If you have a specific process of, let's say you convert a lead into another module, and then from that module you would like to push it to accounts and contacts, then the custom module can be again used there. There are a lot many scenarios where this custom module can play its picture.